You that haven't been here before, I saw a lot of hands of new first-time folks today. What we're going to do right now is just we're going to play a couple of rounds of some non-jam buster kind of tune, and just to get us warmed up. And then we're going to let each instructor come up and introduce themselves to you individually and talk about what they're going to do and maybe demo just a little bit of what they're going to do. They don't have to. You guys don't have to take a whole 3-minute set or something, but just show people what you have in mind for the level of students you're going to be teaching. And then to remind you of our basic protocol, our approach here is you start your class today with whichever one you pick. And if you get in there and you feel like you're either over your head or under your ability, because sometimes it's not just the instructor, it's all the other students that are in the class. And if the basic level is below where you really recognize that you are, we don't have any there's no ego thing here at all. We want you to have a good week and learn something. And if you get locked into a group that's not at your level, either above you or below you, then in terms of just their basic development, how far they've come and whatever you're playing, then the second session, you switch classes. After that, you lock in. So you can move up the level or down the level one time and then stay put for the week, because otherwise it gets crazy. So does that make sense to everybody? Okay. And I think there's supposed to be 11 of us. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. We're missing one. Whom are we missing? Quinn. Is Quinn even here?
Yes, Quinn is out.
All right. Well, Quinn will wander in. He knows how to pick up from wherever we are when he shows up. If you've never played with Quinn, you know I'm speaking through. An amazing musician. Hiya, Fred. We're underway here, so we're going to get going.
Is everybody here?
No, we're missing.
Is here. There he is.
We've got Quinn coming. All right, instructors, we're doing something a little different this year. So instead of writing on the whiteboard all the info we used to scribble up there at the last minute about what your open workshops will be, they have a little paper slip for you to just write a note or two about what you're going to do in a workshop. And then they put it up on the fancy board, the scroll board over here, the electronic one. They won't let me write on it with a magic marker, so they prefer to punch it in on the computer. So if you'll just go back and talk to Cole and get one of those slips and fill out just a tiny little blurb about what you want to do in a workshop, that will help him get it posted for you. And so, Laura, you got something to say?
Oh, yeah,
all right.
Always have something to say.
Okay, well, what I've got just a few more announcements. We've got, the whiteboard that's up there right now. As soon as these guys get done playing, I will analyze them and then I'll put where they're going to be teaching at. It'll be Egan, Providence, etc. All the buildings. And let's play outside a bit. It's really nice. It's beautiful. We had rain Western Swing weekend, and last week was a little bit of both, and this is going to be a good week, so keep that in mind. Also, let's see. We've got...
Dead air, Fred, dead air.
Dead air, I know, I'm always dead air. Okay, we've got instructors. Your concerts at night, about 30 minutes. It'd be about right, so. It says 25 here, but we're going to go 30 because we have less instructors. I guess that's about it. Reed redid my notes to streamline them. I actually did the announcements in an hour and 4 minutes today, and that worked out pretty good. I was pretty proud of myself. Okay, any questions at all for you newcomers? Do you have any questions about anything? Well, we're going to take off with our level 1 instructor. She's a great fiddle player. Didn't you jam yet? No. Oh, God. Well, let's hear what these guys do, okay?
All right.
Why not?
What about Little Liza Jane?
Yeah, I like that.
Little Liza Jane?
That's good.
What key is it?
Little Liza Jane? I'm J-A.
It's mine.
D, G, A.
D?
D is good.
Oh, all right. Liza Jane and D.
Yeah.
Is that what it is?
Yep.
Kick it up a little, Laura.
Wow, that's quite a lineup. Question before I go too far. How many level 4s do we have in here that are signed up for level 4? Now, how many want Bruce or Katie? Because they're both level 4s. Katie?
You mean fiddle?
For fiddle, yes. How many for Bruce? What's about equal? Okay, that's a good deal. Cut them right in half. Okay. Well, Bill, we're going to start with Laura over here. Again, Laura Dolby's been coming to camp for quite a while. She's from Billings, Montana, and she's great with beginners and also advanced players. So let's make welcome Laura Dolby.
All right, I'm going to be teaching the level 1 fiddle class. And that level 1 can include, a variety of levels. But if you're a player who's really just beginning and mostly comfortable with open strings and a few fingers, you'll feel right at home. If you're a level 1 fiddler who's ready for a few tunes, more tunes, you'll also feel right at home. One of the tunes we're going to do is Little Liza Jane, which is why that was on my brain. So I'll play that one for you. This is the way we'll play it in my class. So. We'll also be doing a tune called The Gummy Bear Waltz, and also a tune called, maybe we'll do Britches Full of Stitches. That's a little bit harder tune, so we'll just see who's in the class and what works. We also have a class mascot, and his name is Jack, and he's the cutest little dog you've ever seen, and he loves kids, so anyway, it'll be great.
Thank you, Laura. Glad to have you back. Next up, we have Alana James. She taught here last year and did such a great job. And she'll be doing level 2, and it looks like she has quite a few. So maybe we'll have to find you
Chase them away.
a help. No. Chase them away or have someone else help you out. Make welcome Alana James.
Hello. Sit down. Sit down. Hello, I'm Alana. Thanks, Fred. And this is my second time ever really teaching at a camp, first being here last year. And we worked on in my class, I'll do an example of what I thought I could do this summer. Last summer we did Ida Red and we did Red River Valley. And so I used those two songs to kind of talk about the chords, the melody, talking about how we might begin to improvise, and also as fiddle players like comp for each other. So if you're at a jam, being able to not really rely on a rhythm player to be able to trade solos and stuff like that. So the idea being that you could get as sophisticated as you want or keep it pretty basic if you haven't played a lot. But for sure we want to end the week by people understanding the form of the song, the chords. So if you go up on the bandstand to call the tune, you know how to explain what you're going to do to the other players and convey that information and lead it with authority. So having said that, I'll see if I can do those things. But I thought we might do maybe Get Along Home Cindy as kind of an A fiddle tune, and we could do maybe, I think a blues form would be cool, so maybe like Karina Karina, and we could determine the key for that, maybe C. But so Get Along Home Cindy, for the purists, this would be more the Bob Wills version from the early 1940s with the 4-chord maybe a little bit sooner than you're used to hearing it, to nerd out a little bit. It's like a... She's so sweet, the honeybees swarm around her mouth. Now get along home, Cindy, get along home, I say. Get along home, Cindy, get along home, I say. That's the idea, so you can kind of accompany yourself. There you go.
All right. Thank you, Alana. Next up, we have 2 level 3s, and we have someone that's been coming here forever, and they're actually part of our heart and soul of our camp is Chirps and Dot. And Chirps is going to play some tunes that I'm sure you all would like to learn.
This church?
The other, yeah, where's the other Chirps at? I don't know where he is. I'll go look for him.
I'm going to be teaching old-time dance tunes in kind of a holistic approach where I just play the first part of the tune slowly over and over again, and you figure out how to do that. And then the second part, or a third part if there is such. But, oh, let's see, I don't know what we might do. I don't know, maybe something like this or something.
This next gentleman is from Canada, and he's been down here several times. We met him like back in the 1990s. We'd go to fiddle contest up in Canada, and I remember one time we got up there, and Shane and his brother Kyle were standing there, and the Buckley family walked in. He goes, "Oh, the twin fiddle contest is cut and dried now. The Buckleys are here." It was all fun and games. It was great. I remember that. Anyway, let's make welcome Shane Cook. He's going to play a little bit for you.
Well, it's true. Nobody had a chance. But yeah, you're laughing, so that means you can understand me through my thick Canadian accent. This is great. We're off to a good start. We're going to do some Canadian fiddle tunes. There aren't enough jigs in the world, so maybe we'll do one of those. I'll play one for you in a moment. And we'll do them by ear for the most part. I think I have most of this stuff written out as well, I would imagine. I did hear some young girls practicing that I think are going to be in the class that I'm teaching, though. And I have a feeling, after just hearing them play a moment ago, we might have to bump the tempo and maybe the difficulty on the tunes, but we'll see. So this tune's called Into the Garden, I think.
Thank you, Shane. Next up, we have a newcomer here, Katie Shore. I'll let her talk about who she's played with and all, but Asleep at the Wheel is the most famous band. And she has, do people remember Ross Holmes? Remember Ross? That's his sister. Make welcome Katie Shore.
Hey everybody, this is my first year at this camp, and my brother and Katrina and Tyler Andel, everybody's told me wonderful things. I'm really happy to be here, and I can't wait to get to know you guys this week. I'm teaching some swing tunes, and I guess kind of Western swing oriented. I know Fred was kind of talking about it a little earlier, and Western swing is a combination of, it's kind of like, there are a lot of fiddle tunes that you might know, but it's typically arranged like a big band, but with acoustic instruments. So we'll do some of that. I'm hoping to do some melodies and harmonies. There will be singing, there will be riffs, there will be some arranged stuff, lots of improvising if we get to it. I was thinking about, I don't know, we'll decide in class what we're gonna do for sure. But here's one that we might do. Take Me Back to Tulsa. some fun stuff in there. So, yeah. Thanks for having me.
The next fiddle player has been here quite a few times. We love having him every time he comes up. Mr. Bruce Molsky.
Hey, it's really wonderful to be back here again, see some familiar faces and some new folks I hope to make friends with this week, if I don't get myself in trouble. In my class, we're gonna kind of dive into some of the old Southern Mountain tunes, which is, and maybe some other things. But what I'd like to do is kind of a structural approach to things. And so much of what makes this old music really interesting, especially the dance music, is not only just the melodies, but how you mark rhythm and pulse and syncopation. And we might just as an example, we might just take a simple piece of melody. We might put a drum beat at the front of it. We might put something on the offbeat. We might put some ornamentation in. We can talk about microtonality and just go through all these different things. And we'll end up with something maybe like this. Something like that.
All right, thank you so much. Next up, we're going to go to Paul Glass. He's been teaching at Western Swing Weekend, and he's a great instructor. Ben Winship couldn't make it this year, had a family deal going on, so Paul was in the States. He actually lives in France, really does. And so he got a tour going, and he's going to end up here, I think, and he does a great job. And let's make welcome Paul Glass. I got it.
That's right. Yeah, that's right. Delightful to be here. I really enjoyed being here for Western Swing Week. Mandolin class, because there's just one mandolin class. We're gonna, as far as I'm concerned, we can be stylistically diverse, so all over the map. But because we've got a couple of Central Texas fiddle playing Western Swing friends, we have talked about some Western Swing. But if you come in the class, we'll talk about what we want to do. And I've got a background playing bluegrass and some old time music and a lot of singer-songwriter stuff and jazz and Western Swing and Latin music, and we can look at whatever we want to look at. But I thought I'd do a Western Swing tune. There's a tune called Panhandle Rag that gets played a lot, and one of my heroes and one of my own teachers, Johnny Gimble, wrote an alternate melody to that not everybody does, that I thought we could learn that. It's called Bobcat. So if I do this right, I'll play a little bit of Panhandle Rag, and then I'll noodle around, and then we'll end up with Bobcat. So in the mandolin key of E.
right, well, thank you. Thanks so much. Anyway, next up is a newcomer here. We've called clawhammer banjo. It had some recommendations from a lot of people, and, well, we followed our instincts and hired George Guthrie. Let's make welcome George Guthrie.
Thanks, everybody. I'm really excited to be here teaching some clawhammer banjo. It's my first time at Montana Fiddle Camp, so it's an honor to be here. I don't know how many levels we're going to have in my class here, but I'm kind of told it's going to be in the intermediate to advanced level. Cool. So,
I got it right here. Here we go. 3 to 4.
3 to 4. Okay. All right. So I'm going to hopefully show you guys some techniques that'll take you out of the basic bum ditty strum, and that might include some rolls, some stuff like that, some alternate string pull-offs. So all some different chords and some different tunes and some different sensibilities of clawhammer playing. So hopefully you can add some color to your playing. And let's see, I'm gonna play a little tune called Rye Straw here. So it's maybe one we'll take a look at in our lesson. So here we go. So, hope you'll join me.
Natalie, you want to come up here a minute? Natalie taught last week and did a great job, and she's kind of hanging out here this week because I guess she likes the camp. Here she is, Natalie Padilla.
Thanks. If you see on the schedule, there's a slot for the afternoon workshops that says vocal workshop, Natalie and Friends. It won't quite be that. I think I'll do 4 different kind of genre jams. So there'll be an old time jam, probably an Irish-ish session, maybe a swing jam, and then maybe the vocal workshop. So I'll make sure that gets put up on the board. So stay tuned for that. I'm also going to offer 2 private lesson slots every afternoon if you're interested. I'll do a 45-minute slot from 12:30 to 1:15. Did I say that right? No, 12:45 to 1:30. And then 3 to 3:30. So that's the time that everyone's free. And then those will be open. So come see me if you're interested in signing up for one of those. Thanks.
Thank you.
Are you just doing those for fiddle, or are you doing banjo?
What was the first part?
What instruments for the private lessons?
Oh,
It could be whatever you want. I could do even small group coachings. We could just sit and chat. Whatever you want. Fiddle, could do guitar if you're worse than me. Banjo, depends on your level. Yeah.
thank you. Thank you. I guess we get the backbone of the camp here, the guitar players. That's right. Yes. Without them, well, I know people like Bruce Molsky can play without backup. Got rhythm in the bow, man. Anyway, we have a newcomer here, and he did really well last year as a guitar instructor, and he's a full-fledged instructor this year. He's taught last week, and now he's going to teach second week. So, make welcome Cade Slayton.
Well, thanks everybody. Yeah, I'm going to be taking the beginner guitar players. So beginner, that means we're going to focus on basics, your open chords, basic melodies, maybe a little improvising and accompaniment, stuff like that. Yeah, and I've got a ton of tunes in mind, but I'll just play a snippet of a little simple melody we might do. Here's Soldier's Joy. Thanks.
Our next instructor has been coming here for quite a while. I've known John since about 1975, and he's a great musician, songwriter, as you all know. And he's teaching level 2 and 3, and we're glad to have him back. Make welcome John Lowell.
Yeah, I'm teaching level twos and threes, and I did the same class last week. And we played Cold Frosty Morning and Will the Circle Be Unbroken. We'll probably do that again. If the class wants to do some singing, we worked up 3-part harmony and things like that. But I also brought a tune called Chinkapin Hunting, tabbed out. But we can do anything you want. I'd like to concentrate on not only learning tunes, but improving your guitar playing and just being a better musician in general, which includes listening to other players and rhythm and stuff like that. But here's Cold Frosty Morning. 1, 2, 3, 4. Right. And also, if you'll notice on the board that I'm doing songwriting in the afternoon at 3:30, Monday, Wednesday, Tuesday, and Thursday. Everybody's welcome. It'd be great if you start coming, that you come every day. I know other things, I mean, it's not critical, it's not the end of the world, but it helps a lot in the whole process if you keep coming back every day. Okay.
Thank you, John. Last but not least, this guy does everything. He's came to here as a fiddle teacher, right? He taught fiddle, taught guitar. You play clawhammer, banjo too? Yeah. Clawhammer, banjo. The harmonica. That's another story. Okay. It's okay. You can play some tunes. He's an incredible harmonica player too. That's better than the banjo. I mean, I'm sorry, no, the accordion. The accordion, that's better. Yeah. Anyway, let's make welcome our level 4 instructor, Quinn Bashand.
Hello, how are you guys? Put up your hand if you're taking my class, or plan to, before dropping out. We got one person, 2 people maybe. We got 1 maybe, 1 definite. Okay, that's great. So we can do whatever you want, sir. But I was planning to talk a little bit about how I like to accompany reels and jigs. Tunings, like I mostly play in drop D, so most of the stuff we'd be doing would be in drop D, but we'll also do dadgad and check out some other stuff, and then we'll learn a couple tunes, some reels, some jigs, whatever you want. Maybe something like.
you have any questions at all for these guys? Well, you're easy crowd. Well, that being said, we have a connection with Starlink. Anyway, okay, so what happens now is actually scheduled for 2:45 our group session, first group session. And what I'm going to do here is put it on the board, and at 2:45, you guys are going to start teaching your first class. So does that make sense? Great. Well, give these guys a big hand for being here, and we'll see you, get you all lined out.
I'm also going to put up the sign-up sheet for the first open stage tonight if you're interested.